Tonight is chicken Parmesan. As you can see, I have some of the ingredients, or most of the ingredients that we're going to be using, other than the chicken. I still have that in the refrigerator, which I'll be showing that shortly. But here we have 2 eggs over there with a cup with some cold water in it to kind of make, you'll see that process. We'll be making some homemade marinara sauce as well, pasta sauce. We have breadcrumbs, Panko, and we have regular breadcrumbs, Italian style breadcrumbs. We have a can of puree tomatoes, oregano, paste, garlic, an onion, some peppers, some garlic salt, and some Italian style cheese. So let's get cooking. Now this seems like a lot of oil, but since this is a vegetable pasta, it's not really that much. I'm putting in the peppers and the onions. Sometimes we like to have some mushrooms in it, but I just forgot to pick them up at the store this morning. It just wasn't on my list. So we're doing it without mushrooms. It's good with them. It's better with them if you like mushrooms, and we love mushrooms. So adding some oregano to this as well. Good bit. Let me turn this down a little bit. We don't want to really brown them. We just want to get these nice and sauteed for now. Okay, they've been sauteing for about 5 minutes now. I'm getting ready to add the paste first, just to kind of get it in there, mix it in with the vegetables, brown a little bit on the bottom of the pan. This is one 6-ounce can of tomato paste. It's a little harder to incorporate it with this than it is when you have like ground beef, because you got a little more something to work with. But you can do it. Work with it slowly and get it incorporated pretty good. You see it's coming together now. Let's sit here for a second. And out of the refrigerator, I'm getting some chicken stock. This is just some low sodium chicken stock from my store. You can use homemade, or you can use chicken bouillon, or better than bouillon, whatever you have on hand. I would recommend going low sodium, or if you don't go low sodium, then make sure that you adjust the salt we put in this later, according to your taste. I'm probably putting in about 3 or 4 ounces for starters. Now I'm going to stir that in with the paste. That's a little easier to incorporate than it was just with panning the vegetables. Okay, so now that we've got that in there, we are going to add 1 can. Today I'm using tomato puree. You can use crushed tomatoes as well, but I'm going with tomato puree. It's a little thicker than crushed tomatoes, but either one will work. And this is a 28-ounce can of tomato puree. I think I need to put about another ounce or 2 of chicken stock in here. This may be more to do with the tomato puree being thicker. If you were probably using crushed tomatoes, you may not do this step. You do it according to your thickness. It's going to thicken up as it cooks, but it was a little too thick. I needed to thin it down a little bit. So this is just according to your taste. But as you can see, this is pretty thick still. It's a pretty thick sauce. My wife likes a thick sauce. So now we're going to come with some fresh garlic. I've got the garlic ready, but then I just didn't have it inside of my press. So here we come. There's the first squeeze. I've got probably one more squeeze. Probably got about three. I have three good size garlic here that I took the skins off of. Papers, whatever you call those. I call them skins, but I think some people call them papers. I'm not really sure. I guess that's what I need to look up off the garlic. So now that's in there. We're going to go actually with a little garlic salt too. I adjusted the garlic. I probably would have used 4 to 5 if I hadn't been using garlic salt. If I've been using just regular salt. So if you want to use regular salt, you might want to put a little more garlic if you like garlic. I think I need to go with just a little more of the oregano in there too. And I will need some cracked pepper. And now it'll need to be simmering for about the next 45 minutes or so on low for dinner. It's only 5 o'clock here, so we're well above time. 45 minutes minimum, longer doesn't hurt. We usually eat about 6 to 6:30 around this place. So now we'll go on to the next step. Now for the chicken parmesan. The first step that we're going to do is we want to flatten these chickens out to about the same thickness. You can butterfly them. I'm actually going to pound them today, using the baggie just to kind of help me out. And I'm using, I love this device. Anyway, what I want to do is get these down to about a 1/4 inch, nice and flat. Turn it over the bag. Do both sides. I want to get them all about uniform. I might have to come back to a few of them and do it again. I want to get them all about uniform in size. Turn them in the bag a little bit. I should have worn my nitrate gloves. Okay. I'll be washing my hands after this. Okay, I don't think you need to watch me do all 4 of these, but you got the idea. I will come back when I'm ready for the next step. Okay, I've finished with the chicken breast. I decided to only do 3. That was 3 pounds, over 3 pounds of chicken. 3 of these really flattened out big. That's going to be plenty enough for us for dinner tonight. So 4 I don't need, saving the 4th one for another meal. And now I have the Panko bread cubs and the Italian breadcrumbs mixed with some Parmesan cheese and a little bit of garlic powder and salt. Now I'm going to crack 2 eggs into this bowl. Get rid of these shells. I'm throwing in about a 1/4 cup of water into that. I'm going to throw a little bit of garlic salt in here. Also a little bit of garlic powder. You got to remember the flavor is coming from this and this. We got a combination of both items that are bringing the flavor to the chicken. So we also, actually it's coming from 3 levels. Also going to throw a little bit of my the blend, salt, pepper, and garlic. I'm also going to season it lightly on the chicken as well, both sides. So you really got coming from 3 layers. Seasoning the chicken first, and putting it in the egg wash, and then finishing it up in the breadcrumb mixture. So now I need to set up and get ready to go to the stove, and I will be readying up this chicken. Before we finish this chicken in the oven, we have to brown it. So we have a pan with olive oil. My pan is oven safe. That is the better way to do it, but if you don't use an oven safe pan, you can transfer it to something oven safe when you finish it in the oven. Just creates one more cleaning item for you. And I need to turn it up a little bit. I had this down about medium, probably need to go to about medium high. Got to get pretty hot now for browning this up good. We just want to get a good brown on it. We're not trying to finish off the chicken here. We're going to finish off the chicken in the stove, in the oven I mean. We're just browning here on the stove top, and we're going to finish it up on, I'm going to hit it with a little black pepper. Just pepper. I love pepper, so I pepper everything. Will absorb a lot of oil. Might have to add a little more oil during the process. I will be showing it when we get ready to flip it when it's browned. Okay, we've been browning for about 4 to 5 minutes, and we're getting ready to do the flip. So as you can see, they're starting to brown up real nice. They're going to continue browning a little in the oven as well. It's really more to finish up the cook in the internal. They're browning up nice. They're nowhere near cooked in the middle. You know, for chicken breast, 160, 165 is a safe temperature. According to my Thermopin, we're at about 91, 90. This one's a little bit thinner. Yeah, 115. I did that one a little fatter, and this is about 121. So this one I didn't do quite as uniform. It's a little fatter chicken than these two, but yeah, just on this side, I did a good job of pounding these two out pretty evenly. I pounded this one out pretty good on this side, but on this side I kind of did a poor job, but we'll make sure it reaches the internal cooking temperature in the oven for sure. So now we will continue browning it for a few more minutes before we put it in the oven. Getting ready to put the chicken into a 375 oven. This is an oven-proof pan, but you got to use a pot holder on that handle. It'll be red hot. So probably need about 20 minutes in the oven. I'll be checking it with my Thermopin, and we'll be back. About 5 minutes before you finish, you take them out of the oven, put some of the pasta sauce over them, the marinara sauce, and top them with some cheese. Put them back in the oven for 5 minutes, let it melt, and they'll be great. Well, here's the finished product. Chicken Parmesan with spaghetti, garlic bread, and the pasta sauce, the marinara fresh pasta sauce. Enjoy. Deliciosos.